Alright, NMRC here with you guys. Got the Redcat lowrider, another episode of Jeffrey's edition lowrider, the blue one. Um, yeah, as you can see, she's all open. Everything's open. I don't have the interior in there because at the front right here, on each side, I need to notch out that much, not in the dashboard, but to that edge, and notch that out because these hinges right there hit it on both sides, and then I had to relocate that windshield wiper there because it stuck over the cowl and was catching the hood from opening. um, this gap is wrong here because this fender won't stay where that edge is, just like how that one's staying there. So I'm half tempted to rip all the 3M off this whole body and use this E6000 like I did on the hinges on all the body to glue in the radiator support and the rear one, and so on and so forth, and the fenders and all that, give it more rigidity and stability and whatnot. So here it is with the hood closes nicely, but see that gap, that body line gap. But if I have a way to push the fender over, see if I push it and get it lined up right, it looks good just like this side. See how that side looks beautiful? So there's the hood. Of course, you guys already saw the doors. I didn't have time. Well, I forgot to go and pick up magnets from Home Depot or Lowe's, little tiny magnets. Finally found the size I need thanks to a guy on the Redcat lowrider page, which he came up with the killer idea, which I will show you. I'll demonstrate what he did. To keep stuff open. The front hood stays open by itself just due to the fact that the screws on these hinges are tight on that set of hinges, which I'll show you what I mean. These screws right here on these hinges, if you tighten them down, of course it makes the clamps down the hinge from moving easily. So I'm sure if I open it tons of times, it'll work itself and be all like a hinge, just real quick open close and not be able to hold itself up. This, I have an Allen wrench in there, see. So this trunk, I need to kind of bring this side out a tiny bit, so I have to re-glue one hinge, maybe both, bring them both out a little bit because the back deck here hits the trunk. It's real tight, so I can sand it, but I'll show you guys what I mean when I close it down. So see how this sticks out a little bit more versus this side, how it's almost flush with it. So I'm gonna have to do that, bring this side out because that gap's nice, but see how that gap isn't, so I need to bring it out, and when I bring it out, it'll push this trunk over and make the gap look right. But it's really tight, like this is sitting on top of the car right now, this whole edge almost. So if I can get that straightened out, we'll be in good shape. But I figure I'll show you guys all the good and the bad. I'm not perfect, I don't pretend to be. And some idiot made a nice racist comment on my other video, my unboxing video, saying, oh, white guys are interested in lowrider, how interesting, or whatever the hell he said. Just pretty childish. I don't like that kind of crap. And you can't stereotype somebody on the color they look like and assume they're white or whatever the hell they are. But anyway, let's get back on topic. Just figured I'd touch base on that. You got some smart ass to say, just keep it to yourself, especially something like that. I don't go around saying stuff like that on other people's stuff. So please don't do it on mine. But anyway, let me get this hinge out. So what this gentleman did off of Redcat lowrider page on Facebook, is see how we got this flat piece of the hinge and then we got the actual swing arm of the hinge. So he glued two little magnets, 1.5 mil, two of them right here on that section right here, and then glued two right here on this side, on the inside here of the hinge. So when you open it like that, it clicks, the magnets stick to each other and it holds it open for you. The door, the hood, the trunk, whatever you're trying to open, it'll hold it open for you, and then you just force it down, it'll unclick, and then you close it, and then you'll have, of course, magnets on this end to make the trunk stay closed, just like you would stay open. So that was a killer idea. That guy had a brilliant idea. I don't remember his first name, but you guys could see it on Facebook, Redcat Lowrider page. Brilliant idea. Honestly, I wish I came up with it myself, but I give credit where credit's due. I know a lot of people are doing what I'm doing and, not saying nothing. Like one of the big RC guys that I don't want to really say his name, but, Chrome at Home, that's copying my stuff because I already chromed all my stuff before anybody did on these cars. So, but anyway, sharing's caring. I'm not making stuff to where I'm like, oh, I'm not going to tell you guys what I did and how I did it and what I used and blah, blah, blah. That's not me. That's not how I roll. It's not how this channel goes. But, oh yeah, and I need to touch base on this. So let me get the body off and show you guys this real quick. Alright guys, I just wanted to share with you guys these tires. They look sweet, but they're really too wide. I'll show you reason why Redcat and Jeffrey made these tires so thin compared to these guys. I mean, yeah, I can throw Scalp 13s and Dayton's from him, but I don't want to copy everybody. And I like these wheels a lot. So what I'm getting at here is they're real wide. So when you do 3-wheel like that, this tire rubs the shock right there. See that? And it'll rub the body. See that tiny little gap right there? If I push on this, see the weight of the car makes it rub. And I know I did rubber tires on all of them, but the rear doesn't need them. They get all the grip from this these plates in here and whatnot. But yeah, so I just barely bring it up on this side when I 3-wheel it, so it doesn't cause a binding issue on the tire. Just to let you guys know that. Sorry I didn't test it when I was doing the tires and had that in the same video, but I'm telling you guys now. The front still have rubber tires on there. That way it can grip when it's in 3-wheel and still turn and do all the stuff it needs to do. It does rub the upper A-arms when you have it up on the front. Watch, let me spin it around for you guys so you can see what I'm saying. They do rub when you turn. If you turn them by hand really sharp, if the car's turning, they're not gonna rub. But right here on that top A-arm, tires do rub when it's full lock. Well, that side isn't, but this side does. I know that for a fact. Yeah, see, it's barely rubbing. And then when you turn, they rub on the A-arm, on the front and back. But the car won't be turning that dang sharp. It barely turns, you know what I mean? So, barely turns like that maybe. So, turning, it doesn't really rub that bad. But when you go into full lock with the lift and you turn and stuff in just that normal position, they rub. They'll rub even more if you do not space these rims with washers in there. At least, depending on how thick your washers are, as how many you're gonna have to use or not use. So I just wanted to point that out. And like I said, and also I'm keeping the battery out of the gas tank. I was going to put the battery in here, but I have enough room to run the battery right in this section here, right with the motor. Because when I do the interior, you can't do back seats anyway because this motor's in the way anyway. So I'm going to do the scale front seats that go right onto the chassis here and there, have a console, whatever. I'll figure it out and get that handled. The servo still mounts, I believe, without this top mount, but I'll take it off and double check that. I'm not 100 on that, but I think so. If that's the case, great. Then I can make a console, make the two seats, cover the servos, yada yada. Something else. Oh yeah. And then I'm gonna do a scalp trunk. The trunk tub, I guess you can call it, will be attached to the body, not to the frame. So when you pull the body off, it'll look like that. The system is gonna sit probably right about in here. So I'll tuck these wires up in here, up into this little gap here, and I'll make sure it doesn't hit the servo arms, which they're right here. So I may grab the wire and lay it across here and then the battery or something. And then the system will stay in here when you lift it, but the fake batteries and the pumps and whatnot will stay in the trunk of the car to the body. That way, when I take the body off, I don't have enough weight in the back to make the front come all the way up when I hop it. If I desire that, or get a little bit higher hop, but not all the way back or whatever, I could still throw the plates in here and they'll sit underneath the actual structure of the trunk for all my scale stuff. So that's how I'm going to do it. My battery will sit here, not in the gas tank, not here. That way I can make a full size scale trunk with this whole piece, but on the body itself I'll get styrene and make my own trunk pan, and then yeah, we'll go from there. I don't know really what else to say other than I'll have more stuff coming after the holidays. You know how it is, you gotta buy your kids presents and everybody else and stuff like that. So this kind of is gonna have to wait on the heavy expensive stuff, and then like the trunk and whatnot, I can get that stuff. It's not that expensive, but keep in mind I'm gonna hand build the trunk bay or tub, whatever, by hand, so that's gonna take me a while, and won't be done right away. But once I get it done, I'll show you guys. I'm not sure if I want to carpet it or something, make it look nice and different, but I'm thinking on that too. So alright guys, that concludes another episode on the Redcat lowrider. They're already sold out, guys, on them. They came out on the 10th, which was yesterday, and they're already gone. Those things are selling like hotcakes. Redcat definitely was not ready for the sales or whatever, the demand of them. And once again, these are dark dragon wing hinges that I got on eBay. Just go on eBay and type in RC hinges, and you'll find these hinges exactly. They'll be like that or something on the thing. So, and it comes as a set for $8, I think, free shipping, I believe. So if you guys want hinges like that, even for other builds other than this, guarantee those will be what you need. And there you go, guys. This concludes another episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for commenting. And tell me what you guys think about the build and how it's going, and if you like the direction of it or whatever, And if you got a build, please share it. I'd like to see it. Thank you, guys.